No, I'm not trying to make a serious point, but I had texted you about this earlier this week, and that I wanted to bring up Michael Moore's new film.
Yes, and we actually have an ad for it. We'll play it.
Whoa.
We will play
Why
the ad.
don't we do that first?
We'll play the ad, and then
play
you will
the ad,
tee
and I'll
off
give you my notes on the other side.
on Michael Moore's new film. This is Fahrenheit 11/9.
Yeah.
Michael Moore's new film. We'll play. I don't know. Actually, it's only a minute, 2 minutes. We'll play all of it. Why not?
Did this happen?
Very Michael Moore. He's got the music. He's got the befuddled face. He's got his cap on. He's walking to a state house. Wants to know what's going
I'm sick
on.
and tired of people telling me that America is the greatest country because we can whip your ass.
That's the guy's running in West
I hate some of
Virginia.
these people, but I'd never kill them.
How do you deal with this? You're never going to be able to unsee what you saw.
Try to impeach him. Just try it. You will have a spasm of violence in this country like you've never seen.
This is not the Taliban. These are a bunch of
Governor Snyder, I got some Flint water for you.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Machine becomes so odious. You've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, and you've got to make it stop.
If nobody's gonna do it, then I gotta do it.
Oh my God, is she wearing clothes? That's
I'll fight you
horrible.
in
What
the
kind of
damn street
socialist is she?
right now.
It's terrible.
Okay. How the did this happen?
The American
Capitalism.
dream is dead. Stop resisting.
The president's powers here are beyond question.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last president of the United States.
You know, I kind of respect the fact that his filmmaking technique has not changed ever.
At all.
All right, so Alyona, tell us. You watched the movie.
So, okay, yeah. So I got to say,
Yeah.
if I may offer a few spoilers too, is that okay?
I think you can
it's
say
not
whatever
like
you want.
Nothing's like a huge surprise.
Any
Wait, who
other-
becomes
Movie.
president?
Michael Moore becomes president at the end of the movie.
No, I just I have to say that at first I was a little unsure about what this movie was going to be about. One of my former colleagues and good friends is one of the executive producers on it. We used to work at HuffPost Live together, and we've had many drinks, in a bar where we're arguing about the current state of politics and Russia stuff and all of that. And I was really pleasantly surprised by this movie, and I think it actually is an important one for a lot of people to see, and I'm not just doing this as a weird propaganda thing.
Trying to help your friend out.
Yeah, no, but I
You're
genuinely
using
was
my
like,
show
oh,
just for
this,
patrons to help
This
your
was
friend.
good, and there is just some gut punches that he basically shits,
Talk about it.
He shits on everyone,
Right.
and I think that's why I like the movie. Is it wasn't just about Trump, it wasn't just about Republicans, it was just he shits on every fucking person that you can. There are moments where he talks about the kind of media coverage that we saw in the lead up to the 2016 election. And then, he just zeroes in and freeze frames on Matt Lauer and then Charlie Rose. And then, and whatever. Every really creepy person in the media who was very powerful and had a lot of influence and got to have these big sit down interviews and mold minds of public opinion who turned out to be a sexual predator, and and then he would put what their whatever favored weird thing
what they
was.
were accused of. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
it was just little moments like that. He took shots at the Democratic Party. He talked about Bernie. He took shots.
He didn't shit on Bernie.
He
though.
took shots at Obama. He did not shit on Bernie.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But even, he gave a lot of attention to Flint, naturally. He's from Michigan.
Yeah, of course, right.
The Flint water crisis is still going on. Those images that you saw of, bombs going off in buildings, that was during the Obama administration when the Army decided to just hold, military exercises there in Flint without warning any of the residents that there was going to be military exercises going on. And this was to prepare for the future of urban warfare.
Those urban warfare
Yeah,
exercises.
but in the
go on.
meantime, they
Yeah.
couldn't have sent in the Army Corps of Engineers or any kind of federal
Right.
resources to actually try to look into that water crisis. So it's, it's not surprising, the film. It's the same stories that you've seen covered everywhere since the 2016 election with the Flint stuff, with the kind of surge of Alexandria Ocasio. Okay, oh my God, I can't say her name right now. Sorry,
Ocasio-Cortez.
with progressive candidates, but in the typical Michael Moore way that I have always respected, he does make a much larger argument with it, and one that I think is important, which is that like this didn't happen in a vacuum. This
Right.
didn't happen by accident. Donald Trump didn't just appear out of nowhere. You know, we all created him, and in many ways, created the environment in which he could exist, which involved a lot of compromise along the way.
Compromise is nonsense.
Yeah, but just like being
Right.
fucking pussies about a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
And allowing a very
Right.
extremist worldview and type of politics to take shape in our country.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know,
and I think it's so important.
that's
to
all
be
I
like-
got to say about that.
No, I want to see it, and I think it's so important because it's like it's not explaining the context of Trump and why he's here. It's not about score settling. It's about making sure that not only do we defeat him, obviously, but look, we destroy not only Trump, we have to destroy this thing globally now. We have to make sure that Haddad is elected in Brazil and Bolsonaro is defeated. We have to make, there's governments in Hungary, there's governments in India, Russia. I mean, this is something that needs to be defeated. You can't defeat it without understanding its conditions.
But it's still, but like as much as you want to defeat this evil that you see, it doesn't mean that you should discount a conversation about why we have a lack of faith in our institutions.
Of course not.
You know, and
You
that's
can't
always
defeat
the
it
awful
without
kind of
having that.
dichotomy that I hear is like, oh, all you people who say Hillary would have been worse, like, look at you now. I there are still very, very, very many arguments, to have been as to why you should have been and could have been opposed to Hillary Clinton and what the Democratic Party and the establishment as a whole right now.
Definitely.
continue to
Look,
do.
I guess, yeah. where I'm coming from is not that place. I just think I think it's like you have to do a couple things at once. Like you have to.
I get it. You can't do it all, but you also can't just
No, you have to
put
do a
the
lot.
blinders on.
Yeah, no, you can't because you're not going to be able to get rid of Trump fundamentally and Trumpism as something that represents something larger without dealing with all of these things. Absolutely. And I have no idea why you'd unilaterally disarm talking about his disgusting, grotesque, horrifying